Did you know an actor can win an Oscar while appearing on screen for less than 20 minutes? From Anthony Hopkins' chilling Hannibal Lecter to Judi Dench's legendary 8-minute performance, these stars proved that unforgettable acting isn't measured by screen time. Here are the actors who turned just a few minutes into Academy Award-winning performances. Tilda Swinton won an Oscar with just 18 minutes of screen time and made every second count. In Michael Clayton, Tilda Swinton plays Karen Crowder, an attorney helping a company hide the truth about a carcinogenic weed killer. Crowder will go as far as murder to protect the company, yet she's also constantly on the edge of a nervous breakdown. Swinton turns the character into both a frightening villain and a deeply human figure, switching between ordering deadly actions and struggling through panic attacks. Despite appearing for only 18 minutes, Swinton delivered a performance that earned her the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. Lee Grant finally won an Oscar after spending only 18 minutes on screen. In Shampoo, Lee Grant plays Felicia Karpf, a lonely housewife struggling to keep her adulterous husband's attention while secretly having an affair with a hairdresser. Felicia appears wealthy and glamorous, but underneath that polished image, she's desperate, lonely, and searching for affection. The character is both lustful and emotionally vulnerable, making a strong impression despite appearing in only about 17% of the film. That brief performance was enough to earn Grant the Academy Award, succeeding after previous Oscar nominations for Detective Story and The Landlord. Anthony Hopkins won Best Actor with only 16 minutes of screen time and created one of the most unforgettable characters in movie history. In The Silence of the Lambs, Anthony Hopkins plays Hannibal Lecter, a sophisticated psychopath whose presence dominates the film despite appearing in only about 14% of it. From the moment Lecter arrives, Hopkins commands every scene with his calm voice, unblinking stare, and perfect posture. His performance was so powerful that he beat fellow nominees including Robert De Niro and Robin Williams to take home the Oscar. More than 3 decades later, audiences still talk about Lecter and quote his most famous lines.
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Anne Hathaway won an Oscar after appearing for only 15 minutes in a movie that lasted nearly 3 hours. In Les Misérables, Anne Hathaway plays a woman who is desperate, lost, and struggling to survive. For the role, Hathaway lost 25 pounds, cut off all her hair, and studied prostitution to better understand the character's world. On screen, she delivers an intensely emotional performance while singing throughout her scenes. Whether she's angry, hyperventilating, or falling apart, Hathaway brings every moment to life. Her powerful rendition of I Dreamed a Dream became one of the film's most memorable scenes and helped earn her the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. Kim Basinger won an Oscar with only 15 minutes of screen time after nearly passing on the role entirely. In L.A. Confidential, Kim Basinger plays Lynn Bracken, a woman who resembles Hollywood legend Veronica Lake. At first, Basinger wasn't interested because she was tired of playing characters defined by their looks, but after taking the role, she turned Lynn into far more than that. Despite appearing for just 15 minutes, Basinger delivered memorable scenes, including intimate moments with Russell Crowe and a powerful monologue directed at Guy Pearce. Her performance stood out enough to earn the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. Penelope Cruz needed only 15 minutes to steal an entire movie and win an Oscar. In Vicky, Cristina, Barcelona, Penelope Cruz plays Maria Elena, the fiery and suicidal ex-wife of a womanizing artist. Even though she appears for just 15 minutes, Cruz dominates every scene she enters. One moment she's defiantly speaking Spanish, the next she's wildly trying to shoot her ex-husband, and later she's sharing intimate moments with Scarlett Johansson. Her performance became the standout element of the film and earned widespread recognition. Despite competing against nominees including Amy Adams and Viola Davis, Cruz's brief but unforgettable role won her the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. Alan Arkin won an Oscar with only 14 minutes of screen time, proving that a great performance doesn't need much time to leave a mark. In Little Miss Sunshine, Alan Arkin plays Edwin Hoover, a foul-mouthed grandfather with a grumpy attitude and a fondness for heroin. He delivers plenty of laughs with his colorful language, but he also provides some of the film's most emotional moments. One of his standout scenes comes when he comforts his tearful granddaughter and encourages her to keep chasing her dreams. Although Edwin's story ends with a drug overdose, Arkin's brief performance earned him the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. Jason Robards beat a field of legendary competitors with only 14 minutes of screen time. In All the President's Men, Jason Robards plays Washington Post editor Ben Bradley, a demanding perfectionist who pushes his reporters hard and relentlessly edits their work. Bradley can seem brash and prickly, but his goal is simple. He wants reporting strong enough to stand up to scrutiny from everyone, including the President of the United States. Robards delivers the role with a quiet, understated authority that makes every scene count. Despite appearing for only about 14 minutes, his performance impressed Academy voters and earned him the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. Jack Palance waited nearly 40 years between Oscar nominations before finally winning with just 12 minutes of screen time. In City Slickers, Jack Palance plays Curly Washburn, a grizzled ranch hand who becomes the toughest person the main characters ever meet. Curly is intimidating, impatient, and tougher than anyone around him, whether he's brandishing Bowie knives or helping deliver calves. Yet beneath that hard exterior, he also shares lessons about life with the inexperienced city dwellers. Despite appearing for only around 12 minutes, Palance made Curly one of the film's most memorable characters. The performance earned him the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor and capped off a decades-long Oscar journey. Ingrid Bergman won her third Oscar with only 14 minutes of screen time. In Murder on the Orient Express, Ingrid Bergman chose to play Greta Olsen, a quiet Swedish missionary, instead of the aging Russian princess that director Sidney Lumet originally wanted her to portray. Despite appearing briefly in a film packed with major stars, Bergman made a lasting impact. Her most important scene lasts about 5 minutes as Detective Hercule Poirot questions her. During the interrogation, Bergman moves through a wide range of emotions, revealing earnest faith, a guilty conscience, and a struggle to hold back tears. That performance earned her another Academy Award and added a third Oscar to her collection. Judi Dench won an Oscar after appearing in only 3 scenes and spending just 8 minutes on screen. In Shakespeare in Love, Judi Dench plays Queen Elizabeth I, and despite her brief appearance, she dominates every moment. The Queen is commanding, demanding, and sharp-tongued, with a sense of humor that can be as cutting as her words. Yet, beneath her powerful royal image is someone who loves the theater and shows sympathy toward William Shakespeare and Viola de Lesseps. Dench's performance balances authority, wit, and emotion, making the character both memorable and complex. Those 8 minutes were enough to earn her the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. Beatrice Straight made Oscar history with just 5 minutes and 40 seconds of screen time. In Network, Beatrice Straight plays Louise Schumacher, the wife of a television executive who learns her husband is having an affair with a younger woman. What follows is one of the film's most powerful moments. Humiliated and furious, Louise unleashes an emotional confrontation, tearing into her husband before revealing just how deeply his betrayal has hurt her. Then, in a surprising turn, she finds herself feeling sorry for him, believing his new relationship will only bring him grief. That brief but unforgettable performance earned Straight the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress and set a record that still stands today.